Welcome back to episode 2 of 60 Seconds, and looks like we still have Mary Jane out. Delores was injured in the last day or so. We have quite a bit of supply still. We just need more water, really. But other than that, let's see what's going on. Living in the past is not wise in our current situation. We need to think of today and tomorrow. Looks like Timmy's good. Delores is as good as she can be, and Ted's doing fine. So we'll just continue on. We were never huge fans of mushrooms, but with a colony of them growing in one of the walls, we changed our loyalties. We're all about mushrooms now. Should we eat them? If we were struggling for food, I would say yes, but it's not worth the risk since we have so much food to spare. So, moving on. We may be hungry, but there are just some things we will never eat. Wall fungus is one of them. Looks like Timmy's fine. Delores needs a med kit, but we can't really do anything about that. Ted's doing fine, so we'll just continue on. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder just paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't wait to see what's inside, and the trader gives us an angry glance every time we take a few steps towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? I mean, we got a lot of soup, so I'll gamble with that. Ooh! We got the Sharkov? Whatever. As soon as the doors closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Sharkov. Is that its name? Some water for Timmy would be good. Delores needs water. Ted needs food and water. Alright. So we'll take care of that. And it's tough surviving in these conditions. Let's hope that this will be over soon, or else we might end up dead in some wasteland ditch. That's not something we're looking forward to. Right, on to day 19. Oh, looks like Mary Jane is, almost starving, so we should probably feed her. Looks like she brought back a Boy Scout manual, which is good. Glad to have that back. Like, some mornings we feel a bit hopeless. We need to pull ourselves together and be a bit more optimistic. The army can't be far. We decide to finally check on what we can find between the rubble in our own backyard. Our poor, poor lawns and flowers. Once the object of desire, the whole neighborhood, now reduced to nothing more than radioactive ashes, covered by debris. There isn't really much left here. The only tree that's left is completely burnt out, a hollow area inside, and the dead husks of mutated three-tailed squirrels have made their home. They're pretty good at collecting stuff. Hope they don't mind us borrowing a few things. Looks like we got some soup and an axe. Oh, goody. Looks like we have a means of defending ourselves now. Our tool shed is gone except for the door, which stands stubbornly with nothing around it. It serves its purpose, though. And looks like the axe was hanging there. Timmy is very hungry. Delores is hungry. Well, the only one that doesn't need to eat is Ted. And I know she doesn't really need it, but I'm gonna give it to her anyways because she is a trooper. I'm gonna get some water. When conducting our new daily supply count, we've noticed that a soup can was missing. We're absolutely sure that it was there just yesterday. That can mean only one thing. We have a soup thief among us. Now we just need to figure out who the culprit is. Well, who cares, really? We got plenty of soup. Someone's knocking at the door, it sounds like. And, ooh, we got bug spray, which we can eventually turn into a med kit. I hope. Whatever happened to our precious soup, we'll let it go. One can isn't worth the drama and arguments that would ensue, and we really don't have enough evidence to figure out who did it. Maybe it was just made a mistake when counting. We'll never know for sure, but if someone did steal it, they'll be taking their secret to the grave. While playing in the shelter, Sharkov stumbled upon a small wooden box that was hidden behind some loose bricks. It contained some useless memorabilia and cannibal bug spray. Mary Jane's diet could use food. Timmy's fine. Delores is fine. And Ted's fine. So Mary Jane, you can have soup. You are our MVP. Today we found a letter from what seems to be other survivors. They claim they mean us no harm and want to get us to know us better. They're asking to choose one person to represent us and come with a meeting tonight. Unarmed. We're a bit worried, but they could be friendly. Should we go? Well, alright, Ted, me boy, I'm sending you out. The meeting was organized by twin siblings, a brother and a sister, who took it upon themselves to scout the remains of the city looking for trustworthy and decent people. They seemed honest about their intentions and were more than happy to meet them again. They said they know where to find us and they're going to contact us if they need some help. Looks like Ted came back fine. Mary Jane needs food. Timmy needs water. So Delores and Timmy need water. Mary Jane needs food. Oop, oop. I certainly hope we find some water soon. Yep, looks like we're gonna send Mary Jane out again. Never thought we'd live to see a dancing cockroach. We still haven't, but we saw one that was nearly as big as a cat. The good news is they probably scared off any rats in the area. The bad news is they are huge and will probably attack us when they get a chance. I'm gonna use the Boy Scout manual because I want the bug spray for Dolores' wound if they ever give us the chance to, you know, convert it. So we'll have to take our chances on that. That was close. A nest of those glowing bugs might have been more than enough to drive us out into the wasteland. Roaches are the worst, but radioactive roaches? Yikes. Looks like Mary Jane needs food. But everyone else is doing okay. This is a good day to go outside, stretch a bit, get some fresh air. Toxic air, I guess. Maybe scavenge a thing or two. We sure could use some extra supplies. That's if we want to survive. Yep, that's right. I'm gonna send Mary Jane the Boy Scout manual. Maybe that'll help in some fashion or some sort. Still got Sharkov hanging out. No news is good news. Delores is getting pretty tired. I really hope we have the chance to save her. We just need to give Ted some water. But we're running pretty low on that, and that's kind of worrying me. While trying to get the pet, while trying to pet the little devil, we found a piece of paper on its collar with an address scribbled on it. Could its previous owners still be around and worried sick? Chances are slim, but we should pay them a visit. Or at least whatever's left of them. No, I think that they just take away the cat at that point. Which would be kind of lonely, I would think. The cat made a choice to stay here and we'll respect it. Truth be told, if the previous owner cared about the cat at all, they wouldn't have let it run away. Maybe they weren't very good people, maybe they weren't very alive after the nuke drop. Either way, very careless. Timmy prefers apple juice, but we need to get him water. Delores needs water, and Ted's fine. Okay, this is bad. We're down to our last little ration of water. Life in the shelter can really put a strain on personal relationships. Privacy is forgotten, impossible concept now, so even if you wanted to clear the air, well, Even the most private conversations are guaranteed an unwanted audience. Dolores and Ted could really use a quiet moment to talk in peace. How about a picnic in a nearby park? Sure, let's do it. I mean, his wife's probably gonna die at this point now, so I hate to say it, but maybe they need to clear things out. Nothing like a romantic outing to a ruined post-apocalyptic park, complete with giggling and whispering sweet nothings over a shared can of tomato soup. At least that's how Ted remembers it. Delores is unwilling to comment, but they both feel better today, so clearly whatever happened has lifted their spirits. Timmy should eat something, and so does everybody else, so we'll do that. Everything is shaking. Cans are jumping all over the place. If this had happened after we drank that delicious wine for supper a few weeks back, it would have seemed perfectly normal. It's either another nuke or a quake. Either way, we need to grab something before everything gets smashed to pieces. Well, the radio is one of the ways to win, so I'll hold on to that. Alright, welcome back. I don't see more water though. Everyone okay? Let's hope so. We need to make a proper inspection. That was one nasty earthquake. We never used to get such bad ones before. It's all because of the atoms. Definitely atoms. No one should mess with atoms. No one. We lost the flashlight, but Mary Jane brought back the Boy Scout book just fine and dandy. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. Exploring the wasteland should begin in our own backyard. Our street was a good choice. Plenty of well-stocked houses. A lot of neighbors we didn't like that could be robbed without hesitation. We decided to give it a shot. We found a refrigerator in the middle of our neighbor's lawn. Even without electricity, the light was on. It contained a few soup cans and, surprisingly, a brown fedora. It wasn't edible. We tried. Good for you guys. It appears that Mr. Jenkins from down the road was brewing his own moonshine. We discovered a few bottles with labels that suggested a high percentage of alcohol, but the stuff tasted like water, so we assumed he failed. Or did he? So we got one thing of water, so we have about 5 rations. That's still like nothing to go on, so I'm actually quite worried for these guys. A band of kids was playing war in nearby ruins. They had plenty of real guns and ammunition. It's very encouraging to see that kids are making the best of this terrible, terrible situation. They even shared some ammunition with us. Well, that was nice. Although they probably, could use that with their guns. The debris formed a tunnel of sorts. At the end of the tunnel, there was a bright light. We were amazed. We were frightened. We were curious. We soon discovered the meaning of all this. Yep, it was the flashlight. Good thing I saved the radio. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Timmy's good. Delores is good. Ted needs water. Timmy needs food. Ted needs water. Alright. Hell yeah, Mary Jane, you're the MVP. So we'll send you out again. We risked poking Mary Jane, but there was barely any reaction ever since she transformed. She's just been staring at the wall, smiling insanely. Maybe a good old-fashioned chat will work. After all, it's not like she's a weird mutant now. Oh wait, she is. The idea still stands. Should we chat with her? Well, hell yeah, she's your daughter. Alright. Well, that cat seems rather pleased with himself. We talked to her and everything seemed fine. She might look different now, but she's still our good old Mary Jane. We need to get her food. Timmy needs water. Delores needs water. Ted's fine. We need to make a choice for today's expedition, and you bet it's gonna be Mary Jane. I'm gonna arm her with the axe, though. Wow, it's kind of strange that we haven't had many chances to, you know, make progress towards winning. Actually kind of concerning. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she returns soon. Let's get him some water. Delores probably is gonna die, and that's fine. My last portion of water. Oh boy. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in, but we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble, if that's even possible in this situation. Our hope is that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy had comics about those, so you know it must exist, right? All we need to do is make contact with the military. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. Oh boy. We made contact. The military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help is on the way. We need to just wait for further instructions and keep our radio in working order. Oh god, I hope Mary Jane comes back with the axe, otherwise I've just screwed everything up. Like the good scout he is, Timmy's making the best situation. Okay. Delores is getting worse, and Ted is thirsty. I hope you're worth it, Ted, but you're gonna be the last adult available. The holes in our bunker walls aren't just big enough for rats, they can easily fit a cat. We noticed that Sharkov has been sneaking outside every other night and coming back in the morning. Maybe it has found something edible nearby and likes to go out for a midnight snack. If that's the case, we want to get in on this plan. Should we follow it next time it goes outside? Yes, sir. We need water. Oh, that's not good. I hope she doesn't get the rest of them sick, if it even works like that. Sharkov took us to an old junkyard that's inhabited by one lone resident. A self-proclaimed scientist living in an old bus converted into a lab to conduct his experiments. The doc seemed happy to have his pet back, although the cat showed no enthusiasm at the prospect. We exchanged some small talk, but truth be told, we were kind of in a hurry to get out of there. The scientist didn't seem completely sane. He mentioned something about escaping the wasteland in a spaceship. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is brave. Delores needs water. Well, she's about to die, so... I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. And... oh no, I didn't have the axe when I needed it. This is bad. This is real bad, guys. We wish we had an axe. Its wood chopping qualities are quite useful, but it's even better as a deadly weapon against bandits. Either way, we obviously couldn't help our friends today. Timmy doesn't need much, but a drink. Ted's hungry. I guess I can feed you anyways, Delores. There's no reason you need to suffer as much as you could, I suppose. We had some spare ammunition, but now it's gone. We don't know how or when. It must have been misplaced. We need to find it, and soon. Sure, let's use the flashlight. Like we found... oh, good. We found it. The ammunition clip was covered by a can. Too bad it was empty, but at least we have our bullets back. When we woke up today, we discovered that Sharkov somehow found its way back to our shelter. Does that mean it'll stay for good? We're not sure what exactly transpired between the little guy and its owner. We asked, but it wouldn't tell. Timmy needs water, Delores needs water, and Ted needs water. Oh, come on, Mary Jane, please. Timmy got back to the shelter from his expedition and looked fine. But it turned out he had hurt his hand on a piece of rusty metal and the wound has was infected. It doesn't look like it's healing up. We have to patch it. When did I send Timmy out? Delores has died. If only we had a few drops of water, we could have avoided what happened. Delores died of dehydration last night. The best medicine for any sickness or injury is to clench your teeth and ignore it. That's what our grandma always said. Of course, she's dead now and has been for a while, ever since she got that nasty frog bite at the fine age of 25. Timmy's in terrible shape. Timmy's sick. Ed looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs a drink right now. Oh no. God, I should have grabbed more water. I know. And, oh boy. We were right to go to sleep when we heard someone knocking at the door. Who could have been at this hour? Could it be at this part of the wasteland? How the hell did they survive the nuke? Should we open up? We have no choice, friend. Hey, Mary Jane. Looks like Timmy went insane and he ran away. We opened the hatch, but there was nobody there. Damn pranksters making jokes even after the apocalypse. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning. But it won't really matter if Ted dies, as we need an adult alive. Looks like someone might have followed Mary Jane. Despite his rather calm demeanor, Timmy got in... well, whatever. His last victory was beating a kid named Ethan with a stick. Ethan's parents were furious and invited us over to discuss Timmy's behavior, but before we could schedule a meeting, the world went to hell. During our trip, we found their house and knocked on the door. Nobody answered. We decided to go in and investigate. These people were obsessed with tomato soup. God bless tomato soup. Most of them were damaged and all the tomato goodness has leaked out, but some survived. We found their garage empty. They might have gone on a vacation before the apocalypse. Maybe they even survived. They left behind a few suitcases. Looks like we lost the axe. Mary Jane needs water, and Ted's gonna die if we don't. Oh man. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Sharkov found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on the table, dropped off with a big meowing fur ball. What is this thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take away the wire, so maybe it's best to leave it be. Or should we examine the wire? Well, I'm pretty sure it's some guys that are like wiretapping us. But ultimately, all the adults have perished and we have failed in our mission, regardless of us having 9 cans of soup to spare. You'd think there'd be, some hydration value in soup cans, I mean, soup practically is like, 70-60% water. Come on! Logic, guys! Well, our final page tells us that we followed the wire outside and found a half-burned out truck with 2 surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking bulbs. That's some space tech right there. They were listening in on us with our very own shelter. Their feeble excuse about a roadside picnic didn't even convince us. Even Timmy knows you can't have picnics here, and the car had no wheels. Too many days without water took the toll. Ted died of dehydration. Of all places we could have perished, this is probably the best one. Or maybe not. Looks like it took us about 35 days. It's a shame, really. The Mary Jane mutant thing is a really good, perk to have. If you couldn't tell by the way I sent her out all the time. It's too bad she couldn't find more water. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll pick this up again in the next episode. And looks like, well, okay, a few more stats before we go. We only consumed 7.25 cans of soup, 7 things of water, which is kind of surprising considering that you can go about twice as long without soup, or, without food as opposed to water. So I wonder how that worked out. I said yes 6 times, no 3 times. All expeditions were successful, and we got about 13 items from it. So, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!